Okay, use your ruler. Make your horizon line in the middle of your paper. Remember, your horizon line is your eye level line. And we're going to do 2-point perspective. So there's going to have to be 2 vanishing points on this horizon line. So come in about 1 inch from the edge. We're going to call this one point A. Come about 1 inch in from the other side, and we're going to name this one B. You do not ever want to have your 2 points close together. You want to have them far apart. Now, the thing about 2-point perspective, when we drew in 1-point perspective, you, the viewer, the artist, you were always facing that flat shape first. It's like standing in front of your house, right in front, where you can see the flat shape at the front. 2-point perspective, you have moved. You have walked over to the corner of your house, or you're at the corner of a building, so you can see both sides of the building. Okay? So to represent that, let's use your ruler and let's make a vertical line that's up above the horizon line, one that crosses the horizon line, and one that's below the horizon line. And this is going to be the corner of our boxes. It's represented by a vertical line. Is everybody with me? Okay, let's do the top line first. You're going to attach the top, and you're going to go toward vanishing point A, but don't go all the way so you don't have to erase. And the bottom also goes by A. Yes, sir?
Will the other corners, like, will go to point B too, and is that how it shows us?
Yes. The top and bottom will also go to point B. So I'm at the corner and I can see 2 sides. Now, to finish the end of the walls here, I need a parallel that's parallel to the corner of the building, which is a vertical line. So your ruler should be as straight as the side of your paper is straight on both sides. Am I going too fast? Now, if you look at it, you'll notice something's missing. Does anybody have an idea what's missing? Adam?
The bottom.
The bottom. Now, please don't do this. The wrong way to do it is to connect the corner to the corner. And that's what a lot of people do.
Doesn't look good.
No, and it's not right. So this corner goes to point A, and this corner goes to point B until they intersect, and that makes the back corner. So we can see the 2 sides and the bottom. Now if it crosses over the horizon line, you take your top and bottom toward A and your top and bottom toward B, but you're not going to see the top of the box or the bottom of the box because it is at eye level. And remember, to make your sides of the wall, your ruler has to be vertical, straight up and down. And normally we wouldn't see this horizon line. So I don't see the top and I don't see the bottom. When you're finished, look up and then I'll know I can go on, okay? When I see the majority of people looking up, we'll do the next one. Okay, the next one, top and bottom goes toward A. And there's no set way, there's no length. You can make it short like that, or you can make it really long. The top and bottom goes toward A, and then the top and bottom goes toward B. And this is a review for the students that had me last year, and this is new for those of you that did not have me last year. The sides always have to be vertical, straight up and down. And a lot of people make them like that, and that's not right. Your ruler has to be parallel to the edge of your paper and parallel to the corner of the box. And now something's missing on this one. Markel, do you know what it is? You don't? Does anybody know what's missing on this one? Ryan? The top. Thank you. And everybody wants to connect the corners, but that's the wrong thing to do. You have to connect these outside corners to the points in such a way that they intersect with each other to make the back corner. So we have a 2-point perspective box above the horizon line, on the horizon line, and below the horizon line. Now sometimes you may be drawing, and there's actually a line that's outside of the 2 points. If you have a line that's outside of the 2 points, you need to turn it into a flat shape. And for this one, we revert back to 1-point perspective, and then you would take the corner to the closest vanishing point. If it's directly above the point, if it's directly below the point, or if it's outside of the 2 points, you go back to 1-point perspective. Now on your quiz, you have a really weird line that's like right there. Is that directly above the point? No, it's over to the side of the point. So it's still 2-point perspective. But the closer the line is to a point, the skinnier the side is going to be. So the side that goes to B is going to look like that. Everybody gets tripped up on that one on your quiz for some reason. Top and bottom goes to A, top and bottom goes to B. Am I going too fast? Sides have to be parallel to your vertical corner and parallel to the side of your paper. And because it's above the horizon line, we should be able to see the bottom. So I'm going to take one corner to A, and I'm going to take the other corner to B until they intersect, and that makes the bottom of the box. Does anybody have any questions? Do you understand that your position has changed now that you're drawing in 2-point perspective? That's one of the questions on your test. It will ask you where the viewer is for 1-point perspective and where the viewer is for 2-point perspective. 1-point perspective, you're facing the flat shape because we always started with a shape in 1 point. In 2-point perspective, you're always at the corner of the building. Now on the next page, I'll hide. 2 pages over, there's a quiz. Looks like this. Now I'm not going to collect this one for a grade. We're actually going to do it together. And then I'm going to give you one very similar to this, and you're going to do it for a grade. Okay? So, the first thing I notice is, check it out. Here's point A, bless you, and here's point B. Do you see there's 4 lines that are outside of the 2 points? Do you remember what you're supposed to do? I can't use both points. What do I do? I need a flat shape first, don't I? So I'm going to turn this into a flat shape. And then you take the corners to the closest point in 1-point perspective. And that's what we just finished, was practicing in 1-point perspective. So between the first 2 distance lines, I need a vertical, which means my ruler needs to be straight up and down. Between the bottom 2 distance lines, I need a horizontal, which means my ruler needs to go straight across. The bottom one is also outside of point A. And you can go either way. You can go this way for a flat shape, or you can go this way for a flat shape. It just needs to be flat. And the closest vanishing point is point A. You are supposed to be doing these, so don't just sit there.
So it needs to be flat because it's on the left side of the image?
It's because it's outside of the 2 vanishing points. Anything in between has to use both points. I need a horizontal for the top and a vertical for the side. Now if you made yours big enough, you might not see this side. You might just see the side here and the top, depending on how large you made your box. So anytime it's directly above the point, or directly below the point, or outside of the points, you revert back to 1-point perspective. Now this one, this line at the bottom, is one that a lot of people miss. The top and bottom goes exactly to vanishing point A, and the top and bottom goes to point B, because it is in between. And notice I'm not making my boxes very large. I do not want them to run into each other right now. Vertical line, and because it's below the horizon line, I should be able to see the top. And so I'm going to connect my corners in such a way that they intersect and make the back corner of the box. Am I going too fast? Okay, this one crosses over the horizon line, so I already know that I'm not going to see the top or the bottom. I'm just going to see 2 sides. Top and bottom goes to A, top and bottom goes to B. And in 3-point perspective, it's really, really important that you always go to A first. Just think of it, since it's the first letter of the alphabet, you should always go to it first.
Are we doing 3 points this year?
Are you 8th grade? Yes. Okay, there's a little tiny one right here. Top and bottom goes toward A. Top and bottom goes toward B. Sides are vertical. Because it's below the horizon line, I should be able to see the top. So I need to connect the corners in such a way to the vanishing points to make them intersect. I want them separate. I don't want you to draw them so large that they run into each other. I'm going to make this one little, like skinny. A and A and B and B. Sides are vertical, which means your ruler has to be straight up and down, parallel to the corner and parallel to the sides of your paper. Because it's below the horizon line, I should be able to see the top of it. So I need to use points A and B so that they intersect. This one, the one right under the word name, is above the horizon line, pretty far above the horizon line. So top and bottom goes to A, and top and bottom goes to B. Sides are vertical, parallel to your corner line and parallel to the side of your paper. Because it's above the horizon line, I should be able to see the bottom of it. So I need to use both vanishing points so that they make an intersection to make the back corner of the box. Yes, sir.
For that line, like that's under that, would you just, like, wait, not, I'm talking about the one that's like connected to the horizontal line.
Come here and show me.
That one.
Oh, we're gonna do that one
No,
next.
I would say, are you just taking the top point? So you-
Yep. The top goes toward A, and the bottom already goes to A. Top goes to B, and the bottom already goes to B. And because it's on the horizon line, I'm not going to see the top or the bottom. Now this one is the one that everybody misses. They turn it into a flat shape, but it's in between both points. Top and bottom go to A, top and bottom go to B. We need our ruler to be straight up and down, parallel to the vertical line, parallel to the edge of your paper. Even over here, it needs to be straight up and down to connect the two lines. Because it's above the horizon line, I should be able to see the bottom of it. And I need to use both points to make the bottom. Now I have two more lines, and they are definitely outside of A and B. So I need to turn them into a flat shape and take them to the closest point. And the closest point is vanishing point B. Yes, sir.
Could we connect on that last one that we just did? Would you be able to, yeah, the top right corner, would you be able to take that over to the edge of the page?
Yeah, you can take it right off the paper if you want. Absolutely.
Because that's what I did. I took it off to the edge of the page, and then I drew from the top point, I just drew it down to B, and then drew a line down.
That's fine. And look, this one is right under the point, so all I see is the end and the top. So there are all of your quiz boxes completed correctly.